It is finally time for your comeback era. It's finally time to bounce back. This Taurus new moon is literally saying, get in, loser, we're going shopping. Period. I am ready. This new moon, and the way I like to think about all new moons is, new moons are the questions and the intentions. The full moons are the answers and the culminations. What's especially significant about this new moon in Taurus is that it's the last new moon in Taurus, the last lunation that we're going to have in Taurus, with Uranus also in Taurus. We've had Uranus in Taurus since 2018, and this July, Uranus is going to be entering Gemini. Sure, you've seen a pattern. 2025 astrologically is a year of finalities. It's also a year of firsts, right? It's a year of beginnings and endings. It is the year of the snake after all. Reminds me of the Ouroboros, the snake eating itself. If you've seen that spiritual symbol, it's very ancient, and it's been seen throughout history through many different cultures and societies. And so that is really what the energy of this year is giving. It's a sense of complete. It's really the idea that things never fully disappear. They just change form. The Ouroboros is the sense of death and rebirth. And because this Taurus new moon is going to be answered by a Scorpio full moon, May 12th, this is really relevant now, the Taurus-Scorpio axis, right? This Taurus new moon is going to be ruled by an exalted Venus that's going to be in Pisces, right? That's where Venus is exalted. And she's going to be separating from Saturn and in the North Node. And Saturn is bursting our bubbles right now because right now Venus is obviously conjunct Saturn in the North Node. So Saturn is busy bursting our bubbles. Saturn is out here telling us that the call is coming from inside of the house. Saturn and Venus in Pisces is very much saying, this really reminds me of the saying, the Latin phrase, fata diem invenient, and it means fate will find a way. But the thing that's so important to remember about this Taurus new moon conjunct Uranus is that fate cannot unfold unless we surrender, right? Unless we release control. And some cards that I've been pulling a lot recently is the High Priestess, and the Judgment card, right? And so these energies are really about knowing that you cannot override your inner voice, your inner intuition, without fully betraying yourself. For the fixed signs, especially the fixed risings, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, this lunation is, you're kind of like looking into the mirror and you're not really recognizing yourself. You have a vision of what you want, right? You have an idea of where you want to be in terms of a relationship or in terms of who you want to become. But what's happening for you right now in terms of your circumstances, in terms of your environment, it's not matching that. And so this new moon, this lunation is going to be illuminating for you how to get from A to B, what that process looks like. And this new moon is going to feel very stabilizing and grounding for you because fixed signs, there has been a lot of disruption for you recently, okay? Pluto entered Aquarius. You had, and Mars is going to be, now that it's in Leo, it's going to be opposing that. And so this new moon is going to be feeling a bit like a blessing because you can really start to just set your mind to what you find beautiful, what you want to create, and finally rest in the relaxation and the inner knowing of like, I'm just going to watch it grow. Now that you've been awakened, now that you've been kind of shocked a bit into like having all of these massive awakenings and realizations, now you can finally decide, okay, what do I want to create now? You're kind of looking at a blank canvas and you've been overthinking how to do the first stroke. And now you're just splattering the paint on the canvas and you're going to just create something beautiful. You're kind of taking that first step. You're really stepping into the courageousness of like, I'm going to make this first stroke. It's very broad, right? It's a huge stroke here because your motivation has been renewed, okay? Stamina, your energy, your determination is being renewed with this new moon. You're seeing the difference between what you want and what's happening right now, and you are clearing the dissonance, right? You are cleaning and cleansing that. And it's going to allow you to fix signs to really step into a higher level of embodiment. Mutable risings and placements, right? Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. This Taurus new moon is really about letting go of the old stories. You are putting those old stories out of commission. You are putting them to rest, right? Because right now they've been haunting you, okay? They've been haunting you, and they've been more of a burden than anything else. And it's time to kind of put them up on the shelf and not touch them again. It's time for a new devotion, okay? Instead of being so devoted to the past, it's time to confront the things that are keeping you up at night, right? The things that you're dreaming about, the things that are not healed, okay? It's time to confront those things that they're not necessarily tangible, but they still have real impact, especially on your subconscious. It's time, this new moon is going to be very restorative for the mutable signs, and it's very necessary for the mutables, okay? This has been a really intense few months for the mutables, with Venus in and out of Pisces, with Saturn there, with the North Node recently now in a mutable sign. It's really necessary for the mutable signs to create that foundation that the mutable signs really crave. Mutable signs really crave, at the end of the day, consistency and steadiness. And so this new moon is going to be planting your 2 feet on the ground and getting out of the fucking clouds. Honor your needs with this Taurus new moon to disappear, to go on sabbatical. For the cardinal placements and cardinal risings, my people, Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, Libra, it's time to really question your environment. It's time to really question community. And if the people that you surround yourself with, your space, if that's really reflecting what your soul is truly yearning for, right? Because we also had the Venus retrograde in Aries. We had Mars in Cancer for 6 months. We've had, Mercury retrograde, in Aries. And so, we went through a very tough Aries season. The cardinal placements are really reckoning with where they have outgrown certain things. That can be people, that can be certain environments and communities, that can be certain devotions. The mutable signs are realizing that they need something new to be devoted to, that they need new magic in their lives. And the cardinal signs are realizing, actually, it's time to change the vision entirely. It's time to move. It's time to close one door and go into a completely different door, right? Something's really been opened up for the cardinal signs. It's like they have been realizing that they need new sources of security. They're realizing that they need to renegotiate where their energy is going, right? The cardinal signs are having to rise above kind of tying everything to fear and operating out of a new sense of self, right? Like operating, instead of out of fear, operating from a place of like being capable, being enough, being worthy. And that sets the bar higher in terms of like what they're going to accept. Many may call this a villain era, but this is more so a regeneration for the cardinal signs. This is really a beautiful coming of age story, if you will, but not exclusive to teenagers, right? You can be coming of age throughout many periods of your life. And the cardinal signs are kind of coming out of a cocoon, and understanding that trusting within themselves is a risk that is worth taking, cardinal signs. And this is a lot, and it's heavy because the cardinal signs have been through the goddamn ringer. The cardinal signs are stepping out of survival mode and improving their quality of life with this Taurus new moon.